I hear a sound. I awake with a start, not sure if the sound is a part of my dream or real. I look out my window. I can hear lots of yelling, and I see a boy telling everyone something. I throw on some clothes and go outside. I have to know what's going on. The sound continues. I hear the sound of crying. Something isn't right. I draw closer to the crowd so that I might find out what's going on. There's a boy speaking between sobs. He says that a mob came and took Jesus away. He's been arrested, I hear someone else say. Taken to Pilate, betrayed by a friend. Tell me this isn't the way it will end. Betrayed by one of his own? If only we had known, we could have stopped this. The sound of crying continues. I arrive to hear the sound of tearing flesh. The soldiers beat him with a whip. It has stones and nails and bones in its tips. And even though there's no more skin, they just keep whipping again and again. I want to turn away just to pray for this to stop. But my eye is fixed on his eye, knowing that he's going to die and there's nothing I can do to stop it. The sound of tearing flesh continues. I hear the sound of chanting in the air. As we draw closer to the crowd, we can hear their words. Free Barabbas? Crucify Jesus? How absurd! But this is what they're shouting out. What is this all about? How can they want to kill the Lord? He is gentle, never lifting a sword. He is caring and kind, freeing people from the binds that hold them. Yet they have turned on him. They have given into their sin, denying the one who saves. The sound of chanting continues. I hear the drag of a cross. They're making him carry his own cross. People look on and toss out their insults and jeers. Some even cheer. How I long to embrace my Lord. How I long to take a sword and attack this crowd of evil ones. But what is done cannot be undone. He falls over and over until finally he cannot get up. And the drag of the cross pauses. I hear protestation. They have grabbed him, this man, Simon, and told him to carry the cross beside him, beside my God and King. But Simon is not listening. He wants no part in this thing. But they grab him and make him pick up a side, walking next to Jesus, stride after stride, and still the protestation continues. I hear the ding of metal upon metal. With each drop of the hammer, I want to scream, I want to stammer, stop this, you don't know what you've done. But this is the point where we've come. The end is near, and the thing that we have most feared has come true. There is now nothing we can do. And the dinging of metal continues. I hear groaning. 3 men on crosses are hung. 2 who are thieves are hanging beside the one who is innocent. They speak to him, one with love and one with wrath. Even hanging there, they are choosing their path for what comes next. They moan with every movement, trying to get some improvement in the agony they are experiencing. Yet even then, Jesus is giving salvation to another, inviting a thief to be his brother. And the groaning continues. I hear the sound of gasping breath. Jesus speaks to the women and to his friend, and then he prays, saying, I commend my spirit to you, Father. He didn't need to bother, for surely he is God's Son. Surely he is the one who came to save us all. But looking at him, I am appalled at what they have done. I will be sure that his legacy has only begun. The gasping of breath continues. I hear the sound of breaking bones. The soldiers hammer away at the legs of they who hang next to Jesus. This last act of torture will be the last. At least now they can die fast. But approaching Jesus, they pause. They may not need to break his legs because he seems to be already gone. They pierce his side with a spear, and when the separation of water and blood appear, we all know it is complete. The nails in his hands and his feet now hold a dead man. This was not a part of our plan. There is no sound of breaking bones with Jesus. I hear the sound of violent thunder. The sky has grown dark, and the crowds now depart, for God is judging the earth, judging those who did not know the worth of his only Son, our Lord. After all the time he poured into helping everyone he could. I don't want to leave, but I should, for surely God is mad. And we, his faithful, are desperately sad as we leave to search for cover. This man was the Messiah, the Christ. There is no other. And as I leave, the sound of violent thunder continues.